Verbal or life.
Okay, so how much money is Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy going to suggest that the government cut? And are they going to be able to get it done? In this video, let's check out Jesse Water Primetimes and him going everything that's happening at the government right now, because they're really not letting the department, what's it called? The DOGE department work. We're going to take a look at Jesse Water Primetimes in this video. Oh, by the way, my name is Noel, being verbal on life here. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this video clip. And if you do, before you go anywhere, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. All right, that's all I request and ask for. Now let's take a look at the video.
Christmas is only a week away, and while you're out doing last-minute shopping, so's Congress. But here's the difference. You have a budget, Congress doesn't. And Congress just got caught trying to put $100 billion on our credit card. How long does $100 billion last? Probably all year, right? No, 2.5 months. And then they do it all again. Look at this. Look how many pages this is. It's 1,500 pages. They released it last night.
And you know what's crazy? They say that this is what they do every year. They wait till like close to Christmas. Right now it's December 19th. And they put this on the table for people not to have time to read it and just sign it off. So this is just regular swamp activity that they do every year. But let's see how much Trump and Vivek have a say on this.
Night, we're supposed to read it and vote on it today. But no one read it, except us. They tried to write into law that no one's allowed to look at Congress's emails. So if I get a subpoena, you get a subpoena, we have to hand our emails over. But Congress, if they get a subpoena,
that's how I look. I lost weight. I feel healthier. I could move faster. I could do more with my life, you know? But this whole shaming and people are afraid of being canceled,
sandwich. I don't know.
It just doesn't work. Where is the lady? Let me see if I could. Oh, there she is. So.
and the Democrats turn on each other.
It feels like a moment of genuine madness.
Hi, my name is Virgie Tovar.
So this young lady, man, she just needs to lose a little bit of weight. It is nice for people to let her know that it's unhealthy, period. I mean, we want people to live longer. We want people to be healthier. We want people to move around faster than they can, right? But at this level, she's just fighting. Anybody fat shaming her is crazy.
I'm the author of You Have the Right to Remain Fat. I was a kid in a larger body, a teen in a larger body, and also I'm an adult in a larger body.
All right.
You have the right to remain fat. What the hell? Those were the time, thankfully, when Trump comes in, he's going to be pushing nothing but.
You know, it's a lot different today with
now,
Amazon and
here is a
UPS and FedEx and all the things that.
Here's an interview that Trump did before being president, showing people how it's done, how he's not afraid to take any questions. You know, he'll take on anybody when it comes to challenging his intellect. Take a look. Crazy.
Thank you very much.
Back to the regular person.
So it's an honor to be with you.
Yeah.
We'll discuss a couple of points. We'll take some questions later if you'd like. I'm sure you might have one or two. I'd be shocked if you didn't. I'd be very impressed.
They got questions.
But I'm honored to welcome one of the most accomplished business leaders of our time, the founder and CEO of SoftBank, everybody knows, Masa Yoshi-san. Masa runs one of the largest companies in Japan and among the most successful investment and technology companies anywhere in the world, one of the most successful investors in the world. And we've just concluded a very productive meeting. And today I'm thrilled to announce that SoftBank will be investing $100 billion in America, creating 100,000 American jobs at a minimum.
That's crazy.
And he's doing this because he feels very optimistic about our country since the election.
Yeah.
And many other people are also coming in with tremendous amounts of money. You probably noticed that a poll was just taken. It's business is literally in 39 years, there's been nothing like it. It's been the biggest increase. Small business owners gave it a 41% jump. It's the biggest jump that we've had in 39 years.
Delivering good news to America, how great we are doing, right? Where is Biden? How come he's not talking about it? Is it really that senile that he can't even talk? Crazy.
And nobody's ever seen anything like it. And it's just they're very optimistic. This historic investment is a monumental demonstration of confidence in America's future, and it will help ensure that artificial intelligence, emerging technologies, and other industries of tomorrow are built, created, and grown right here in the USA. One of the beautiful things about Masa is he's very much involved with emerging technology, probably knows it maybe better than almost anybody.
Yeah.
So it's a great honor. And some of you remember after the 2016 election, also SoftBank committed to invest $50 billion in our country, and they did. And I'm very pleased to say that they kept that promise in every way, shape, and form. And now they're looking to do 100. And I've looked at their books. They do have the possibility of doing more. I'm going to ask them to do a little bit more. But first, I'm going to ask them to speak and just to say a few words. Masa, please. Thank you.
Yo.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank
Do you think Biden can do this? Can Biden negotiate in front of everybody and bring in this billionaire banker from Japan to just talk and take questions? Check it out.
Thank you so much. I'm very, very excited.
Yeah.
I would really like to celebrate the great victory of President Trump. And my confidence level to the economy of the United States has tremendously increased with his victory.
Everybody's confident now that Trump is in. Finally, we got a businessman back in the office running things and promising to make things better.
So because of that, I'm now excited to commit this $100 billion and 100,000 jobs into the United States. This is double of last time, as President Trump said. Because I say, oh, President Trump is a double down president. I'm going to have to double down, $100 billion and 100,000 jobs. This is, my confidence level, because that has doubled down.
And Trump said they're going to cut regulations. Anybody investing more than $1 billion to make things go faster. So like that, they don't have to wait 10, 15 years to get approved. So the approval process should be faster when this man puts the money in and makes the investment to employ 100,000 people. That's crazy.
So I am truly excited to make this happen. And of course, business is important. Technology is important. But one more thing I'm really hoping is that this President Trump would make the world, bring the world into peace again.
Yep.
That's my additional hope. And I think he will actually make it happen. So anyway, I'm excited to go. And we were discussing, and President Trump said, Masa, double down is not enough. Maybe, go for more. Right?
That's what I'm going to ask him right now. Would you make it $200 billion instead of he can actually, believe it or not, he can actually afford to do that.
Yeah.
Do that.
Well,
Can Biden do this, right? Make an offer to double to $200 billion in front of everybody, in front of cameras. Yo, this man Trump, man, he is so straight laughing at life that he could do this in front of everybody and without being scared of anybody or the news or anybody saying anything negative against him. This is just Trump level genius.
my promise is 100, but, he's now asking to do more. I think, with your leadership, my partnership with you, with your support, I will try to make it happen.
Boom, the man said, let's go. Because Trump said it. He looked at the books and he knows this Japanese businessman got the money. So he's not just talking. The money is there. Man, we got to see this happen. And we got to celebrate it because the first term in office, nobody celebrated anything that Trump did. Everybody just kept it quiet, only pointing out the negatives.
All right, 200. He'll make it. 200 billion investments.
He is a great negotiator.
Yeah,
He's a brilliant guy.
good man.
An unbelievable job, and the people of Japan and all over the world are very proud of him. A
Yep.
Tremendous respect for him. So what he does, what he just did, and I would be surprised if it didn't go to two. When you say you'll try, I know
Would
you'll do it.
I will really try. And I need your support, though.
You'll have my support.
It's
All
too
right.
funny.
You'll have our country's support.
Oh, fantastic.
Thank you, Master.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank
You
you.
want to
Great
say hello
America.
to the people of Japan who are all watching?
Well, I'm sure our people in Japan are proud to make the partnership of U.S. and Japan be stronger.
Yep.
And I'm very excited to make this happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
The question is, can Biden do this? Can Biden step up to the mic and make such business deal in front of everybody here, man? We're going into a great, great era.
Thank you.
Great job. Thank you. It's amazing. It's a great gentleman, a great leader, and a great investor. So to have that offer made, and we have so many companies coming in now that will be announcing, or that will announce themselves. We don't have to be with them to do it, but
Yeah.
they'll be announcing. And as I said, small business optimism took a 41-point jump. 41 points. It went up 41 points. That's unheard of.
Crazy.
And that's the biggest they think in recorded history, but they know at least a minimum of 39 years. So that's great. But on behalf of the American people, I want to thank Masa for his faith in what's happening with our country and what's happening with the world. There's a whole light over the entire world. Many people, some reporters, and speaking to them, they said, it actually is true. A couple of them are not necessarily friends of mine, but they said it is actually true that there's a light shining over the world.
And it's crazy that Trump is able to make business, because when it comes to business, you don't got to be his friend. So if you're not his friend, he could still speak with you when it comes to business and getting the right deal. So shout out again to the Trump era. I'm not even going to lie. I am a Trump fan because this man just makes crazy good deals.
Trying to help very strongly in getting the hostages back, as you know, with Israel and the Middle East. We're working very much on that. We're trying to get the war stopped, that horrible war that's going on in Ukraine, Russia, Ukraine. We're going to, we've got a little progress. It's a tough one. It's a nasty one. It's nasty. People are being killed at levels that nobody's ever seen. It's very level fields, and the only thing that stops a bullet is a body, a human body. And the number of soldiers that are being killed on both sides is astronomical. I've never seen anything like that. And rapidly, I get reports every week, and it's not even, it's like just they're going down. Nobody's.
And one of the things that people complain about Trump is that he doesn't speak presidential. He doesn't sound presidential. But I think this time around, he is sounding more presidential, and he does make more sense. Look, you know what I mean? He doesn't need to take it to an intellectual level.
Seen anything like it. It's a very flat surface, a very flat land. That's why it's great farming land. It's the breadbasket for the world, actually. But it's very flat, and there's nothing to stop a bullet but a body. There's no protection, no nothing. And it's what's happening there is far worse than people are reporting for both sides. So we're going to do our best, and we've been doing our best, and we'll see what happens. But since the election, I've been working every day to put the world at ease a little bit, to get rid of the wars. We had no wars when I left office, and now it's the whole world is blowing up. But there's great optimism, and you saw that by SoftBank. Starting on day one, we'll implement a rapid series of bold reforms to restore our nation to full prosperity. We're going to go full prosperity and to build the greatest economy the world has ever seen, just as we had just a short time ago. We had it in my time. We had the greatest economy that the world had seen. We were blowing away everybody. Our country was doubling up on China, doubling up on everybody, and everybody knows it. And then we had to slow it down with COVID, unfortunately, at the end. But even then, I gave it back with a substantial increase of the stock market, bigger than it was pre-COVID. So it was pretty amazing. Already preparations are underway to slash massive numbers of job-killing regulations, eliminating 10 old regulations for every new one. You put a new regulation on, you have to get rid of 10, and we'll be able to do it. And that was about the percentage we had. We cut more regulations than any president has ever cut by far, actually, by approximately 5 times. Some of those regulations, unfortunately, were put back on, but we'll catch up very quickly. We'll catch up with it.
Yep.
One of the things I'd like to ask the Biden administration, as you probably heard, there are 2 events that took place. We're talking about a friendly takeover, a friendly transition, as they like to say. This is a friendly transition, and it is, but there are 2 events that took place that I think are very terrible. One is that if people don't come back to work, come back into the office, they're going to be dismissed. And somebody in the Biden administration gave a 5-year waiver of that so that for 5 years, people don't have to come back into the office. It involved 49,000 people. For 5 years, they don't have to go. They just signed this thing. It's ridiculous. So it was like a gift to a union.
Yeah.
And we're going to obviously be in court to stop it. The other thing is really terrible. We spent a tremendous amount of money on building the wall. The wall was designed specifically by the Border Patrol because it's very hard to climb. They need to have see-through. They need it to be steel because you can't cut. It's very powerful steel. It's very hard steel. It's a special type of steel, but very, very hard to cut. Inside the steel, as you know, we pour concrete, and that's a grade 10 concrete, which is a very strong concrete, very as though you were building about a 60-story building. It's very powerful concrete. They've made tremendous technology advances in the word concrete. Who would think that? But I know that from the construction industry. Today, what you can do with concrete is incredible. So we have a very strong concrete. And then we have a rebar. We put rebar inside the concrete, and the rebar likewise is very hard to cut. So it's a very expensive process, very expensive wall. And then we put a anti-climb plate on the top. You saw that. And I didn't like the look of it. But then when I watched, we had people testing. We had mountain climbers actually testing. And they were not able to get over the anti-climb plate. So I said, all right, I guess we're going to put it on. That plate on top, which I never loved the look of it, but it works so unbelievably well, you have to do it. So we spent a lot of money on building it, and we have hundreds of miles that we put up. A lot of people don't realize, but we did 571 miles of wall. That's why we had such good records, in addition to the fact that Mexico helped us with their military. They kept people out, and they were actually very good under the past leader. But now we ordered an additional 200 miles of wall. It's very expensive. And now it's about double the price of what it would have been 6 years ago. And the administration is trying to sell it for 5 cents on the dollar, knowing that we're getting ready to put it up. And what they're doing is really an act. It's almost a criminal act. They know we're going to use it. And if we don't have it, we're going to have to rebuild it. And it'll cost double what it cost years ago, and that's hundreds of millions of dollars, because you're talking about a lot of wall. I built much more than I said I was going to build, but then after it was built, I said, we can do some more because it's sort of like water, people flow through, and that will pretty much really take care of it. And what happened is they just, as you see, they're trying to sell it for 5 cents on the dollar, and that's really that has nothing to do with a smooth transition. That has to do with people really trying to stop our nation. And all it means really is that we're going to spend hundreds of millions of dollars more, not even talking about the time. The time would be pretty long, but we'll spend hundreds of millions of dollars more on building the same wall that we already have. And people have already come back to us that have deals at 5 cents and 4 cents, and one guy at 3 cents on the dollar, and they offered to sell it back to us at more money than it cost us to build substantially. Can you believe it? So they make a deal with the United States to buy it for pennies, and then they call us and they say, do you want to buy it back? We'll sell it back to you for hundreds of dollars a foot.
Crazy.
Hundreds of dollars, from pennies to hundreds of dollars a foot. And we can't let this take place. Now we're going to go. I spoke with the Attorney General of Texas. I spoke to the senators of Texas. I spoke to a lot of people, and hopefully they'll be able to stop. We're going to be, having a restraining order. But just think about how ridiculous it is. And this is just people that don't want this country to succeed. And this has nothing to do with Democrat or Republican. This has to do with common sense. We won on common sense, and this is maybe one of the most egregious examples I've seen. So
The common sense party. More and more people are going to move over to the Republican side because there are so many Democrats now on the Republican side that is undeniable. People are just going to have to walk away from the woke Democratic Party.
the people that are buying it or trying to buy it are trying to make a deal with us to sell it back at hundreds of times more than we paid. And this is all because the Democrats. So I'm asking today Joe Biden to please stop selling the wall. We're going to use that to create a strong barrier. And it worked. That's why our numbers were so good. It really worked, and it worked well. And it's very expensive to do. And I'm asking Joe Biden to stop his people from giving it away. It's something that people can't even believe is happening. So hopefully Joe will be able to stop it. We'll soon unleash American energy, and this will be done at levels not seen before, issuing quick approvals for pipelines, drilling, and other infrastructure. It'll be clean energy, and we'll bring in the price of electricity, and we're going to bring it down fast. We're also going to create clean coal. Clean coal is
I hope he does. Right now, my electricity bill is over $300. So it's breaking my pocket, man. Hopefully this will work.
something that has really taken over. We have coal that will last for over 1,000 years. We have so much coal. And with a process, it becomes clean coal. It's very powerful energy.
Trump exaggerates so much stuff that I hope is true.
Like wind, it's very, very powerful. And we're going to be doing a lot of clean coal for the people of West Virginia and others, Wyoming, so many states. We have great states. And they'll be happy to hear it. But we're going to be very much into clean coal. I don't ever use the word coal. I use the word clean coal. And I'll keep my promise to pass historic tax cuts for American families, workers, and businesses that create jobs in America. As you know, we're giving tax cuts if they do it here. We brought it down from 44%, 42%. In some cases, it was 39%. We brought it all the way down to 21%.
All right, I'm going to pause it there because Trump can talk. The man just goes on for hours. But the nice thing about this is the fact that after talking for hours, he takes questions, not scared of the media. This man is the bravest politician out there.
President knows. And for some reason, up with Ukraine, and we'd like to get them to stop on Ukraine, and Ukraine stop also. Times talk about nepotism. I never had, when I put her there, people said, how did you get her to do it? You know, she could have run for the money. And he didn't even hesitate. When I said, do you want to do this? He said, absolutely. I said, you know, if it doesn't work out, you'll never have the opportunity that you have right now in terms of the world of entertainment or business, whatever you want to call it. You'll never have that opportunity again. In fact, it could be just the opposite because it's nasty out there. He said, I don't care. I have to do it for my country. He gave up a tremendous amount. If this didn't work, it would be a tragedy. Because, but that's what he loves. He loves the military. I never talked to him about anything else. He'd talk about the military. He'd come to see me about a soldier that was unfairly. And if this didn't work out for him, it would be actually sort of tragic, lightheartedly. But I said it. I said, he's going to be indicted. And a few months later, he got indicted.
That's Eric Adams.
Yeah, I would certainly look at it. Yes.
Mr. President, can I ask you a question about the drones?
Well, you know, we had 5,000 troops along the border, and I asked a couple of generals, so we have an army of 250,000 in Syria, and you had an army of 400,000. They have many more people than that. Turkey is a major force, by the way, and Erdogan is somebody I got along with great, but he has a major military force, and his has not been worn out with war. It hasn't been worn out with all of the other things. I mean, he's built a very strong, powerful army. And so we have 5,000 soldiers in between a 5 million person army and a 250,000 person army. And I asked the general, what do you think of that situation? He said, they'll be wiped out immediately. And I moved them out and I took a lot of heat. And you know what happened? Nothing. I saved a lot of lives. Now we have 900. They put some back, but 900, if you're talking about two, now one of the sides has been essentially wiped out, but nobody knows who the other side is, but I do. You know who it is? Turkey. Okay, Turkey's the one behind it. He's a very smart guy. They've wanted it for thousands of years, and he got it. And those people that went in are controlled by Turkey, and that's okay. It's another way to fight.
I love the way this man just uses simple logic. Come on now. What are we doing? All right. You know who gave a shout out to Donald Trump? AOC. Check out this post that she wrote giving Donald Trump credit. She said, damn, you know it's bad when even Trump is feeling bad for me. And then she posted a Donald Trump post that says, really, too bad that AOC lost the battle for the leadership seat in the Democratic Party. Because the Democratic Party want to go with old people. They don't want to deal with young people anymore. So she should keep trying. Someday she will be successful. So even the haters, Trump gets along with. That's amazing. All right, check out Vivek, what he says.
1,500 pages long, so you wouldn't read it. Did you?
Check it out.
Congress is about to pass a bill that blows away your taxpayer money, but they made it over 1,500 pages long, so you wouldn't read it. I did you a favor. I read it for you.
It's
Thank you.
supposed to be about keeping government operations open and providing disaster relief aid to hurricane victims, which I'm sympathetic to. But if you read the bill carefully, it contains pay raises for members of Congress, and I'm not making this up, an expansion of their federal health benefits. It contains all kinds of special interests and pork funding, including opening up a new stadium in Washington, D.C. It renews the Global Engagement Center, which is a key node of the censorship industrial complex. And the worst part is, they didn't want you to know about any of it, and that's why they made this a last-minute jam job. The reason I'm co-heading DOGE is I think we need outsiders to bring actual accountability to Washington, D.C. So feel free to call your congressman and let him know how you feel about it.
Congress is about to pass a bill.
So hopefully these Vivek and Elon Musk will do the right thing and get these people out. Look at Congress trying to pass a bill that is just going to take money from us. Look at everything that Elon Musk wrote. Look at the cost of regulations. Elon Musk wrote, deleting nonsense regulation that fail to serve the greater public good will lead to a new age of prosperity. So hopefully once Vivek and Elon start talking about what needs to be deleted, it will be an age of prosperity. We're all going to make money. Look at the regulations. The U.S. has 16,155 regulations. That's insane. How is anything going to get done when you got to pass all these regulations? You know, capitalists and venture capitalists are going to move on and try something else because in this country, you can't get anything done. It's getting to the point where doing anything at all, it's illegal. All right, we're almost at the hour. I'm going to leave it there and just say this much. If you got anything out of this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. My name is Noel, being verbal on life. All right, trying to take advantage of my life on earth while I still can because time is limited. I am currently battling MS. I can still talk and move my fingers. I cannot move this hand too much. But enough that I can make a video on YouTube and X and Facebook. But again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like and pass it on to other people. With that said, I'll be back later on today, so please join me.